What's up, guys, and welcome to the first card of 2021. We have UFC Fight Island 7, Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, and I'm so excited for this card. I'm so excited to have fights back. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my Saturdays have been boring. They've been awful. I'm used to watching fights on Saturdays. So luckily, we have him back, and a pretty good card to come back to. Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar. We have Carlos Condit, Matt Brown. We have Ponzinibbio making his return. Somebody that's been really hot in Buckley. Like, I'm really excited for this card. It's a really good one. So before we get started, as always, if you can hit the like button, would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe if you have not yet. Again, would appreciate that a ton. Trying to reach that 10,000 subscriber goal. And yeah, if you have not signed up on the Patreon, the link will be in the description. Great stuff on there. Had a ton of people sign up over the past week. We're 15 away from 300. So I think we're at a new record right now. Lots of guys and girls in the community. And yeah, really growing that thing. So go check it out. The most popular option being that $10 betting option. You get my bets. You get this the sheet you see here. You get my betting breakdowns, my article that just got posted earlier today. So lots of great value for there on you guys. If not, as always, all my content is going to be free. This betting breakdown is going to be free. The live stream is going to be free, all that. And I am adding a Patreon-only live stream as well. It's going to be tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m., waking up bright and early. Typically going to have that sometime in the afternoon, but we have early fights tomorrow. So that Patreon live stream is something that's going to be new and added for 2021. So what's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, Thomas? See a lot of regulars in here. What's up, Vince? How you doing? Yeah, I missed you guys a lot too. I mean, it's been a rough couple of weeks, tell you that. JBS, what's going on? And yeah, it does look like a good UFC card for sure. Yep, super early for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, tired of losing money on the ball sports. Yeah, MMA is definitely my number one. Finally, some fights. I agree. What's up, Bill? What's up, Michael? Welcome back, UFC. Welcome back, Brady. Let's get it. I agree. Uncle Rafi, love you, Brady. Good to see you again. Weird request. Can you shout out Matter of Fact? Yes, sir. Shout out to Matter of Fact. I got you there. What's up, Adionis? If that's how you pronounce it. Glad I caught you live. I'm stuck contemplating on taking Mello or not. Don't do that. I can help you out right there. Do not do that. What's up, Paper Chaser? What's going on, Armig? I missed it a lot. I missed it a lot as well. What's up, Dave? Glad you can catch it live. So first of all, before we get started, I want to shout out the sponsor, Pub Sports Radio. If you have not yet, go hit the subscribe over there. Lots of great things going on over there. Really growing over there as well. So go check it out. We do our live streams on Saturdays. I have a Tuesday show with Mo. And then we do a live stream tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time as well. So you'll see me over there a lot. And we do our live streams for our fights. We do other sports as well. We give out like free bets. It's a fun time. So go check it out. Go hit the subscribe button over there. Really trying to grow it over there as well. So yeah, don't bet on that Mello fight. Don't do it. What's up, Cloud? All right, guys. So we're going to get into the first fight of the night. I'm going to kind of make this a shorter one in a way. It's going to be about 55 minutes. I do have another live stream going on at 8. And then I have another live stream going on at 9. I have to finish my article. So I have a lot going on tonight. All right. So getting into the first fight of the night, and I don't know if this is the order or not. I'm just going off of Tapology. They've been being weird lately. But we have Austin Lingo versus Jacob Kilburn. And this is my first bet of the night. So you'll notice a lot of these, like the lines have shifted so much. I got, a lot of this stuff on my tape study out of the way really early. I was able to hop on some early lines. I got Austin Lingo versus Jacob Kilburn fight doesn't go to decision at plus 115. I have one unit on that. And that line is now minus 145. So I still think it's a good play there. I think you can also do the under 2.5 rounds, which I want to say is like minus 120. I still think that's a good play. So we'll kind of take a look at their finish rates here. Both guys are really good finishers. Austin Lingo with the 72% finish rate, Jacob Kilburn with the 75% finish rate. And I think both these guys are just going to stand in the middle and bang until one man falls. I mean, both these guys are going to give the other guy what they want, and that's going to be an absolute war. I think they really messed up this line at putting it a fight doesn't go to decision at plus 115 earlier in the week. And I think it was like even I think it was even better than that like a couple of weeks ago as well. So I think they really messed up here. I really think this fight's going to finish more so leaning on the Austin Lingo side. Lingo inside the distance plus 130, but we have seen Jacob Kilburn. He has that one-shot knockout power. I've seen fights back-to-back where he'd knock these guys out cold. So both guys have power. Kilburn's been finishing all 3 of his losses. And, yeah, I think Austin Lingo's going to get the job done here. So from a DraftKings perspective, Lingo at 9,000, probably one of my favorite plays, definitely up there just because of the upside. He has finishing ability. He's going to go after it. He's going to look for that finish. And I don't hate Kilburn as like a dog shot at 7,200. I think both these guys, like I said, are going to stand in the middle and bang until one man falls. I think that one man that's going to win, that is going to be Austin Lingo at 9,000. I like it on DraftKings. I don't like the line. I don't like minus 230. I don't like him as a parlay piece. If anything, inside the distance, or even like the fight doesn't go to decision, I think is probably the safest bet because both guys are more than capable of finishing there. So who do you guys have in this one? I think it's a really good fight. Two guys that did not have a great UFC debut. Both guys got dominated. Lingo got, I wouldn't say dominated by Zawada, but really didn't get much going. But Kilburn, he got dominated by Billy Quarantillo from start to finish there. But yeah, give me Austin Lingo here. I like it quite a bit, especially on DraftKings. Lock of the night is Buckley. We'll talk about that soon. Time to win money. I agree. What's up, Ron? Let's see here. Under or Lingo. Yep. Don't mind the under there. Tom Breeze is going to be on the Wednesday card. Yeah, I like Tom Breeze to win. We'll talk about that more coming up, but that is going to be moved to the next card there. We'll be talking about that as well. FanDuel has Lingo plus 195 inside the distance. That's not bad. What's up, Robert? What's up, guys? Lingo loss is not, no, it's nowhere near as bad, but, and of course it was against Allow as well, so can't really look into that too much. That fight got moved to the Wednesday card. They said it was something to do with COVID. Didn't go into much detail. I'm assuming we'll get more info on that, but that's moved to the Wednesday card a couple days. Yeah, he's pretty good. And that's what I like to hear. I see Kilburn's interview saying he's going for performance of the night. He's short on cash after being out. That's exactly what I want to hear. Go in there and go for it. Have a war. I think someone's getting put to sleep there. What's up, R. Kelly? Hope you're well in these hard times. I'm doing pretty good. Now the MMA is back for sure. Imavov over Phil Hughes. We'll talk about that soon. Lingo looked pretty. Yeah, both guys look ready. I think this is going to be a really good fight. A lot of good bets. Yeah, I have 4 of them. We'll talk about 4 of them. And that was the first one there. Lingo Kilburn fight doesn't go to decision. Plus 15. I love that line. All right, so we'll get into the next fight here. And I don't want to spend too much time on this fight whatsoever. My advice would be don't bet this fight from either way. If anything, it's dog or pass on the Mello side. But even then, that's a stretch there. Moras opened up minus 260, which is disgusting. She is currently sitting at minus 190, which is still disgusting. I mean, she's 6-6. Don't put her in your parlays. Don't straight bet her. There's no props that even interest me here. And even on DraftKings, usually I'll have interest in these low-owned fights on DraftKings. If anything, I guess it's a shot on Mello at 7,100. But even then, like, what's she going to do? She's not going to finish Moras or nothing like that. Probably goes to decision. I guess I'm going to take the underdog here with Mello, I guess. I just don't think Moras should be this big of a favorite. I've seen Mello stuff takedowns from someone that has really good wrestling on Tracy Cortez. And Mello is 0-3 in the UFC, but look at who she's fighting. Irene Aldana, Tracy Cortez, Carol Rosa, actually some good competition. And Moras is like 6-6. So I'm going to take the dog. I'm definitely not going to bet it. I would never bet it in a million years. And on DraftKings, I'll have very limited ownership. I forget the ownership I have, but I know it's like very, very limited there. So give me Vanessa Mello, I guess, but not too much interest in a betting perspective by any means. Thank you for the dono blingy. What's going on? Any parlays on this card? No, not for me personally, but I will give out like kind of a parlay that I would do if I was doing a parlay. But next week's card, there are some great parlay pieces, but this week it's kind of iffy. Let's see here. What's up, Brady Cakes? What's up, Freddie? Stack this Mello fight for GP. I wouldn't. No, don't. Bad advice there, John. Vanessa Mello by Twister. I can see it there. Let's see here. I agree. Let's start the year off right and win some money. I'm right there with you. This fight is the worst women's fight. Yeah, it's the worst women's fight on the card. Really bad fight. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm rooting for Mello there, but really don't have any money going on it. Won't the new scoring system help these women on DK? And yeah, I've touched on the new scoring system a little bit. Don't want to get into too much shit about it tonight. I'll talk about it a little bit on the Patreon-only live stream tomorrow. But yeah, it could help them. I mean, they're going to be throwing a lot of strikes. A lot of them aren't going to be significant, so that's definitely going to help as well. And then, of course, there probably could be some control time as well, which we'll talk about that, which is now 0.03 seconds. And let's see here. Yes, sir. I believe so. Mello all in. Felipe, Dusko, Buckley, and a Max is a decent parlay in my opinion. I'm picking them all to win. I wouldn't necessarily parlay them. What's the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock stream? So the 8 o'clock one is I have an NFL stream for a website, and then the 9 o'clock one is going to be on Pub Sports Radio. So if you guys want to check that out, it'll be at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. What's up, Chris? Another dono, thanks. Blingy's back again. Party time. I agree with you there. Thanks for the dono. Exactly. Women's MMA. Moras is top 10. Wow. I don't know about that one. Let's see here. What's up, Andy? Randy. Hey, Brady. How are you? Great to see you breaking down the fights again. Yeah, great to be back. Doing pretty good. Brady for the significant strikes, 0.2 for the significant yes. And then the strikes, 0.2 yes, worth the same as well. Is one significant strike worth 0.4? Exactly. Yep. It's worth 0.4 rather than 0.5. So, yep. Appreciate that, Danger. Yep, got the merch coming out really soon. A lot of it should be here, so going to be getting that out really soon. Got the new merch. You can't see it here. The new merch, the DFS by the numbers hoodies, the shirts coming out. Hopefully in the next couple days here. What's good, guy? Okay, we're gonna get into the next fight here. We have Ramazan Amiv versus David Zawada. It's a kind of tough fight to break down here. I have Amiv to win. I think he's going to win based off of getting takedowns. We've seen Zawada taken down. We've seen him controlled quite a bit, but Zawada's very, very dangerous. We saw in his last fight against, I think it was Khabib's cousin, brother, who knows, but it was a Nurmagomedov nonetheless, and he was able to submit him off his back. We've seen him get Danny Roberts in a lot of trouble as well, and he's dangerous. I mean, he's a power puncher. He throws hard. He's going to be throwing more volume in this fight. I don't love the line on Amiv here. I mean, Zawada has an 89% finish rate, and Amiv is sitting at minus 270. If anything, it's dog or pass on the Zawada side. I think Zawada by submission plus 570, if anything. But this is just going to be a pass for me. I think the line's too wide. Don't really want to mess around with that. Amiv should win. He very well should win, but he's going to be put in a lot of positions that are going to make you sweat. Just say that if you do have a bet on Amiv, because Zawada is very dangerous from his back. I mean, that's kind of what he wants. He wants you to take him down because he is dangerous off his back, and he's dangerous on the feet as well. And we have seen Amiv knocked out. We've seen him submitted. So definitely going Amiv here for the win, but don't be completely shocked if Zawada pulls the upset. I just don't have enough confidence to bet on it personally. As for DraftKings, Amiv at 9,200, no way. I think the 0.3 seconds of the control time is going to help him out. It's going to help him score a little bit better, but even then, he's not a high scorer. He's not a finisher, and I don't see him finishing Zawada, someone who's pretty tough there. As for Zawada on DraftKings 7K, if you're looking for a punt option that's going to go after the kill, if you're looking for someone that's going to try to get the finish, I think Zawada at 7,000 is not a bad look. I do have some Zawada, but overly not a fight I'm all that interested in. Maybe even like a Hail Mary parlay, because, yeah, he should win, but there is that threat of Zawada being so dangerous. So who do you guys have in this one? Yeah, I got you, Ron. Yeah, Amiiba is definitely pricey for DraftKings. I like anyone around this price range better. Zawada beat a Nurmagomedov, which makes him invincible pretty much there. Let's see here. Buckley versus Chirico, talking about that soon. Yeah, I've not been impressed with Amiv in his past couple performances. I mean, someone who, goes to these really close decisions. I mean, he beat Stoltze pretty decent, I guess. He did get hurt in that fight against Anthony Rocco Martin. He lost a really close decision there. I'm not impressed with the guy. Zawada can also pull it by a decision, either one of them decision here. Out of the 11 fights on the card, how many would you say have potential to end by decision on this card? The last card was a decision chaos. I'd say there's a decent amount. We don't really have many fights that are projected to finish all that much. I think Holloway Cater goes to decision. I think that Ponzinibbio Lee probably goes to decision. Buckley Chirico could go to decision. I think Wu Edwards, Felipe Tafa has potential. Amiv Zawada. I think the majority of these fights do go to decision. Exactly. Amiv equals nap time. Don't know who the better dog for the price is, Zawada or Cater. I'm going to say Cater there, but Zawada definitely has a lot of upside. Betting the over, not a bad look. Why don't you parlay over the next 3 cards being so close? Do you in Patreon? No, but I did post a parlay for the Wednesday card already on there. Is the Felipe line off? We'll talk about that next. Yeah, he'll score more. He'll score more than he has been, but even then, I don't think he's gonna like score more than like a Ponzinibbio or like than a Buckley or a Lingo or a Max Holloway. But yeah, it's definitely gonna help him. All right, so getting to the next fight here, we have Carlos Felipe versus Justin Tafa, and this is my next bet of the night. And I have Carlos Felipe versus Justin Tafa over 1.5 rounds at minus 160, and I have 2 units on that, so it is my biggest play of the night. And yeah, we all have a bias in our heads that heavyweights come out there, one punch, you get knocked out. But we've been seeing as of late, especially like the last couple months, where these heavyweight fights have been hitting the over. These heavyweight fights have been going to decision. And in Carlos Felipe's both UFC fights have went to decision against Sergey Spivak and against Yorgan De Castro. Both fights went the distance there. And I went through and I watched every single Carlos Felipe fight possible. And there wasn't one instance where he showed that one punch knockout power. All of his KO TKOs were on the mat, where his opponents were like really, really tired, kind of gave up, shelled up, landed some ground and pound and got the TKO victory. Or there was one time where he punched somebody in the eye and he just straight up quit. So I don't see that one punch knockout power from Felipe. As for Tafa, I do see that one punch knockout power, but the problem is Felipe's chin. He's a really durable guy. Granite chin. He eats shots with his chin, and I've seen no signs of him being chinny whatsoever. Never been knocked out. And of course, Justin Tafa got knocked out, but he was really reckless in that fight against Yorgan De Castro. Absolutely ran in for some reason. Got clipped. I don't think he's chinny by any means, but so I actually like this fight to hit the over. I wouldn't be shocked if this fight went the distance as well, because we've been seeing these heavyweight fights. I mean, if they don't get the early finish, these guys slow down a ton, especially in the Felipe fights. I mean, he slows down a ton, holding each other against the cage. And that last fight with Felipe against De Castro in the co-main event was probably the most boring fight I've ever seen in my life. Both guys were just holding each other against the cage, and I could see some of that happening here. So I really like the over, but that over currently is at minus 190, minus 195, which still, I mean, I like it, but I do like the minus 160 a little bit better there. So give me the over there. As for DraftKings, of course, it's heavyweights. We do get to target it. I don't mind either side. If Tafa wins, it's going to be by KO. I don't see him out-voluming Felipe. So I guess Tafa at 7,600 is not a bad option as an underdog there. And then Felipe at 8,600, he's going to be throwing volume. He's going to have the cardio advantage, the output advantage. Maybe he does finish Tafa in later rounds. I could definitely see that. So I do like this fight from a DraftKings perspective, but overall, I do like that 1.5 quite a bit. So who you guys have here? I see a lot of love out there for Felipe. Currently on the money line, he's minus 290, opened up minus 240. So some money has been coming in on Tafa, and rightfully so. This fight should be a little bit closer, but I'm going to slightly lean with Felipe. I like Tafa a lot. People count him out after he got knocked out, but that happens. Yeah, he kind of rushed in there. I don't really see him doing that, and I don't really see Felipe having the power to put him out. I'm kind of with you there. Felipe wins by volume. That's kind of where I'm leaning there. Might mess around and take Felipe inside the distance. I mean, maybe he can finish him late. Let's see here. Felipe by decision is not a bad look. Let's see what that is here. Felipe by decision plus 200. Yeah, people are all over that already. Not sure why so many fighters are highly priced on this card. Yeah, there's some, especially like the Moras. I think Max Holloway fight should be priced closer. Or are you talking about the prices and like the betting lines? Yeah, I agree. Black Bees versus Francis was the worst. Yeah, that was probably the worst one. Yep. But close second is going to be the Felipe and De Castro. Yeah, I noticed that. He did look soft. That's true. Were you surprised when Tafa faced off? Yeah, I mean, Tafa did look a little bit bigger. So, yeah, I was surprised a little bit. Maybe that's why some money is coming in on Tafa. I'm not betting it personally. I just like the over 1.5. Who is better on the ground? Felipe, and it's probably not even close. Smash the like. I agree. About 200 watching, 53 likes. Hurry. I agree. Thank you there, Vince. Would you have Felipe or Condit on DraftKings? I would go Condit. Felipe, Condit parlays. I mean, yeah, I think they both win. No, weigh-ins did not change my mind on anything. What's up, Cameron? And yeah, if Felipe is able to get on top, I do think he's going to have an advantage. Maybe he does try to take down Tafa. Yeah, he is. He is overrated. He is overrated. The line, especially where it opened up, minus 240, that doesn't make sense. Yes, he did. Let's see here. This fight is not going the distance, either Felipe late or Tafa early. Kind of with you there. Bye, Felipe. Let's see here. Felipe got the better rack. He catches the win 100%. Yeah, there's no mid-range price fighters this time, which is weird. I think there's no, what is it, 7,800 to like, or is like 7,900 to 8,200. Yep, we don't have that range this week, which is weird. Felipe by sub, let's see what it is. Felipe by sub is plus 1,800. I mean, he doesn't have one on his record, but you know, anything can happen. I agree. All right. Yes, we'll talk about that. Okay, getting into the next fight. And first off, I want to thank you all for being here. Just about 200. If you can hit the like button, it helps out a ton. It really helps with the algorithm. So hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, let's get into it. Yanan Wu versus Jocelyn Edwards. So if you guys watch my prediction video, I am on the side of Jocelyn Edwards. And I don't have a bet on it. But if I was to bet it, it probably would have been when Edwards was like plus 140. She's now a pick'em at minus 105. So kind of missed the train there. And even then at plus 140, I wasn't, rushing to the betting window to really place that bet. Women's MMA, I feel like it's going to be close. I feel like Wu's going to give Edwards the fight she wants, which is going to be a stand-up fight. I went through, watched tape on Wu, and what I was looking for was, does she take fights to the mat? If she did, I think she'd have a nice advantage here, but she doesn't. I've seen her get maybe one takedown, and I really wouldn't even count that as a takedown. UFC did, but not really a takedown. And we have seen Edwards controlled, stuff like that, but I do think they're going to stay standing at that point. I do slightly favor Edwards here. And watching tape on Edwards, I mean, she's facing these low-level competition, but she looks like a beast. She really does. She has like I want to say she has like an 89% finish rate for the women's division. That's pretty impressive there. And Wu at 82%. So both are really good finishers. We have seen Wu knocked out. We have seen Edwards submitted. So if anything, I think kind of a sneaky look here would be the fight doesn't go to decision at plus 175. Both fighters are capable of finishing. I do think both fighters are going to give the other fighter what they want, and that is a stand-up fight. But ultimately going to pass on this one. As for Draftkings, I really like this fight from a Draftkings perspective. It's going to be low-owned. Nobody's going to play this fight. I mean, people will play Edwards because she's like she's probably going to be a favorite by fight time, but I think it's going to be lower owned here. And I do think there is some sneaky upside, especially with the new scoring system. I feel like there's a chance it finishes as well. So I will be targeting it decent on DraftKings. Of course, the lean is going to be on Edwards, but I think Wu's going to be one of the lowest owned fighters in that 8K and up range. I really do. So the picks Edwards, don't like the line where it's at now. If anything, if you got it early, good for you. Plus 140 around there, good for you. If not, probably stay away at this point. Oh, let's see here. Would you ban me if I said you look like Felipe? Yes, I would. What site you getting your odds from? I have a couple different books that I use. Basically, I use a lot of Bet Online. I use a lot of Bovada, the DraftKings and FanDuel Sportsbook. This is from 5 Dimes. A lot of people use 5 Dimes. I used to use 5 Dimes. It's my favorite book, but can't use it as of now. But these are 5 Dimes as of now. Wu, the bet here. I mean, maybe, especially if she becomes an underdog, I guess. Just playing a half unit for over 1 round for a little sweat. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Both these ladies finish over 85% of their fights. So fight doesn't get a decision is nice at plus 175. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that whatsoever. If I was to bet anything on this fight, but probably not going to bet it. Let's see here. Edwards does have the better boxing. Yeah, I do think she's better on the feet. I changed my pick from Edwards to Yanan by decision. Let's see here. What's up, Boston Nick in the house? I see what you're saying about Edwards. Just feel like Wu can edge a decision, a close one, just because she has better experience. Yep, she does have the better experience. Now, even that she lost. Yep, you're right. She does have the better experience, the better competition, but Edwards does look like a beast. But, of course, that's against lower level competition. Let's see here. What's up? All right, so I can try. What can you say? What up, Cuckoo? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but what's up, Cuckoo? All right, so this fight ends in a draw. Maybe, you never know. All right, so yeah, just want to shout out the sponsor again, Pub Sports Radio. Would really, really appreciate if you guys went over there, hit the subscribe button, trying to reach 4K subscribers over there, really growing. And you may or may not see me on there tomorrow for the fights. And I'm on there quite a bit for other stuff as well. So go check that out. A sponsor of the show. Really appreciate them. And yeah, so next we have Phil Hawes versus Nasruddin Imavov. And this is my next bet of the night. We have Nasruddin Imavov to win, plus 140. I have 1 unit on that. And as you can tell, a lot of money's been coming in on Nasruddin Imavov, and I really did expect that. I wasn't going to pull the trigger on this one. I was going to kind of sit back and wait a little bit, but I knew once everybody got their prediction videos out, I knew a lot of people were probably going to pick Imavov. A lot of people will probably see the same thing I saw. And that line is now vanished down to plus 105 for Imavov. I wouldn't be shocked if Imavov was the slight favorite or if it was a pick 'em by fight time, and that's kind of the direction it's heading. And that's kind of where I think the line should be at anyway. Of course, there's a threat of Hawes in the first round. Yes, if Hawes wins, it's going to be early that first round. I think he has maybe 2 finishes outside of the first round, and those very 2 were very early in the second. Phil Hawes has never went to decision, win or lose. He's never been to decision. And I really like what I see in Imavov. I mean, he got hurt in his last fight. It was kind of a clash of heads. He recovered very well, went for a takedown. And I just like what I see. They call him a Russian sniper for a reason. He's very accurate with his punches. And I think he has the better overall skill set. I think he has the better cardio. I think if he can survive that first round, it's his fight to lose. So give me Nasruddin Imavov for the win at plus 140. And I think this is probably my favorite play of the night. And this is on my Hail Mary parlay that I do post on Patreon. I'll tell you right now, I think the fight doesn't go to decision is a play I really like. So like I said, Hawes has never won by decision. He's never been lost by decision. Minus 215, fight doesn't go to decision. I was going to play that straight, and I'm kind of frustrated because I saw it at minus 180 all week. I was waiting for one of my books to open it up, and they never did. And then they finally opened it up today, and it's sitting at like minus 225, minus 230 on one of my books. And at that point, I'm just going to throw it in Hail Mary parlay. But I really do like the fight doesn't go to decision because it could be Hawes early, or it could be Imavov second or third round. Imavov third round finishes like plus 1,000 something to look at. But ultimately, I do like Imavov at that dog price. At a pick 'em, I'd probably pass, but I think this fight should be 50-50 here. As for DraftKings, I'm going to load up on it. Of course, you want to attack Phil Hawes on DraftKings because he is going for that first round finish. He's going for that finish in that first 60 seconds, which if you look at the new scoring system, you get a 25-point bonus for a win in the first 60 seconds. And Imavov, I like him as well because if he does win, I think it's going to be a second or third round finish. So give me Imavov there, but Hawes is definitely live in the first round. Don't be completely shocked if Hawes goes out there and starts as Imavov in 20 seconds. And also don't be completely shocked if Imavov takes over as the fight goes on, which that's kind of what I'm leaning to a little bit more there. So give me Imavov for the win. Let's see here. Hawes is going to KO him in the first. He very well could. Imavov is like on a sign of a better. How about under 1.5? If Hawes doesn't finish early, he might get finished trying to. Yeah, I don't mind the under 1.5. Yes, sir. Everyone is on Imavov. A lot of people are. I'm not so sure if Imavov has great distance management. I like Imavov as underdog in this spot. Yeah, a lot of people do. Imavov is the hardest fight for Hawes yet. I agree. But, man, I just can't go against the muscles and power of Hawes, especially when you see him at weigh-ins. I think Hawes by finish, and that he very well could. He very well could get a finish here. I've got Hawes. He has the power in wrestling. He does have the wrestling, yes, and he has the power. But I can see Imavov is strong and Hawes won't wrestle. I mean, if Hawes decides to wrestle, it's only going to drain his gas tank, so I encourage him to wrestle there. This goes to either Hawes landing early and using speed advantage to finish or Imavov late round 2. Yep, very true. Hawes, yep, simple there. Hawes gasses out and Imavov wins. That's kind of what I'm going with there. What's up, Justin Jr.? What's up, Brady? Yes, sir. Going on Justin's channel on Sunday. Which big favorite is getting roasted this time? Sarah Moras could get roasted. I don't know. Carlos Felipe could get roasted. Amiiba could get roasted. Let's see here. All right, so getting into the next fight. And this is a fight I'm really struggling on. So obviously no bet here. I've been going back and forth on it. Dusko Todorovic versus Panahel Soriano. Soriano looked jacked at weigh-ins. He looked very, very good. Dusko looked all right himself. And I don't know. I like Dusko based off of the fact that he's a black belt. He's going to have the cardio advantage. He's going to have the volume advantage. He throws insane volume. I don't like what I see from his striking defense. He backs up, leaves his chin right up in the air. And we all know Soriano hits like an absolute truck. But I'm going to favor Dusko ever so slightly due to him having better cardio, due to him having better output. He is tough. He's never been knocked out. But, man, I don't like what I see from Dusko defensively. So slightly edging Dusko. I don't like the line at minus 155. Definitely going to pass here. If you want to take a shot on Soriano, I really don't hate that at plus 145 as an underdog. I think Dusko's getting a little bit too overrated. I mean, he finished Daquan Townsend. Congratulations. Daquan was like 0-4 in the UFC. And then he finished Michel Pereira. I think that's building a lot of hype as well. But yeah, I like both these guys. I really do. Like Soriano a lot, but I'm just going to slightly edge Dusko based off those reasons of just him having a ton of output. I think it's going to pay dividends here, and him having the better cardio, I think, is going to pay dividends. So slightly Dusko. As for DraftKings, I like it a lot. I think there's going to be a lot of volume. I do think there could be a potential finish. Taking a look at their finishing stats, Dusko has a 90% finish rate. Soriano has an 86% finish rate. Both fighters have never been finished. Both guys have never lost. But there is a first for anything, so I would not be shocked if either guy got finished here, whether it is Dusko maybe late or Soriano early there. So, yeah, I'm going to load up on DraftKings pretty much, but the picks, Dusko, not much confidence in it, honestly. Let's see what we got here. What's up, Alex? He did. Dusko has a way better ground game. Yeah, he does. It's just he can't really get it there. I mean, I've seen him plenty of times where he can't get the fight to the mat. If anything, I think the takedowns are going to come from the Soriano side. But even then, he does have a better ground game than him. What's up, Danger? Great having you back. Let's go. Let's get it. Soriano decision. Pickett, a guy. Todorovic. I don't know about that. Pickett's never been knocked out, so I don't know about that. But yeah, I think Todorovic would beat Pickett pretty easily. Fight doesn't go to decision. Minus 185. I don't love that number. Both guys are really durable. Don't really like that. See here. I hate how Dusko blocks, yeah, with his chin. I mean, Townsend was like, hitting him a decent amount. If he gets hit with, Soriano like that, I think he could go down. Let's see here. Yeah. Soriano wings at weigh-ins, really nice, but what would not make me change from Dusko? Dusko finishes this fight. It's a tough fight. Dusko is a better fighter, but leans back. Yes, he does. I noticed a ton of that. Does not use his hands at all. Yes. A fun bet at Soriano KO makes some sense. Soriano by KO is plus 275. Not bad. I mean, yeah, I don't like what I see from Dusko defensively. It could get him in some trouble. I don't know if it's this fight, but in the near future, if he does not fix that, it could get him in some trouble. Yeah, he doesn't. Dusko, yeah, that's the narrative. You finished Michel Pereira there. Let's see here. Dusko gets slapped. What's up, Nick? Let me know if I'm an idiot for picking Matt Brown. I'll let you know real soon if you are or not. What's up, Johnny Cardone? Boston Nick, I love that. I love you with all my love you too, man. Thanks for the dono. Shade that. Condit, I agree. Meat, Condit time. Pickett is tough as nails. Yep, I agree. Very tough guy. Maybe not the most talented, but he is tough nonetheless. I have an equal amount of both guys. I'm kind of with you there. All right, so next fight here. And yeah, this fight's really interesting from just a standpoint of I'm a huge Buckley guy. I mean, a lot of you guys should know I absolutely trashed Jordan Wright the last time, so I'm glad Buckley was able to get it done because I would have got a ton of crap if Buckley did not get it done against Jordan Wright, and he did. But interestingly enough, Buckley is a bigger favorite here against Chirico than he was against Jordan Wright, which absolutely makes no sense to me whatsoever. I think Buckley closed at like minus 210, minus 220. The money was coming in on Jordan Wright and a lot of it. I don't know why, but it was. And he's minus 270 here, which I do think that's off. And I'm not a big fan of Chirico at all. I actually really don't like the guy. He's so low volume. Every single one of his fights are boring. He draws his opponents into boring fights. So low volume. He was about to win his last fight until he got dropped by Cummings in the last 1 second. And yeah, I mean, Chirico, say what you want about him. He is very tough. He's never been knocked out. Very good chin. When he does land hard. It's just he doesn't throw anything. So, yeah, I like Buckley here to get it done just based off of volume. I don't know if he can finish Chirico. If anything, I'd be kind of worried that Chirico maybe finishes Buckley. I mean, like I said, Chirico hits like a truck. He doesn't throw often, but he does land hard, and Buckley has been knocked out twice. We've seen him dropped a couple times by Kevin Holland. And I don't know, Chirico by KO plus 740 could be something to look at if you are on the Chirico side. He's not going to win the decision, I'll tell you that right now. But he could maybe clip Buckley, if anything. But Buckley probably does win this. We'll probably throw Buckley into a Hail Mary parlay. But, yeah, not in love with the price. I'm really not. I think it will play closer out. But Buckley should get it done here. As for DraftKings 9,400, I don't know. Maybe he does knock out Chirico. Nobody's been able to yet. But Buckley's been on a roll. He does have a lot of power. He does come forward. And none of his fights have ended, or none of his fights have went to decision yet in the UFC. So I think Buckley's fine at 9,400, although he will be gaining a ton of ownership because of all the hype on him. And Chirico at 6,800, I think maybe throw a couple shots on him just in case he does knock out Buckley. Like I said, Buckley has been knocked out cold a couple times. So something to think about there. But give me Buckley to get it done. Personally would not bet that. I think the line's a little wide there. All right, let's see here. Buckley might win a decision on this fight. Inside the distance could be possible. Buckley by decision plus 260. Not. I think that's all right. Let's see here. Okay, here's the big upset. Chirico into the distance plus 480, half a unit. Yeah, I don't actually hate that. I mean, Buckley, I think all the hype's getting a little bit into his head. We saw him at the weigh-ins, talking a lot of crap to Chirico. And Chirico, he doesn't throw much, but when he does throw, he does land hard. And I don't know, maybe he does knock out Buckley. Over 1.5, a safe bet. Buckley by decision, more at risk. Don't mind the over there. Let's see here. Buckley is 5'10". Chirico towered over him. The guy's listed at 6 foot. Yeah, doubt, but yeah, he's probably a little bit smaller than that, maybe 5'9". Appreciate that, Nick. Buckley looked, I mean, yeah, the dude's a really big guy, really huge. In a good way. Chirico is a finisher, period. Yeah, let's take a look. He hasn't been winning, but yeah, when he does win, 33% by submission, 42% by knockout, 75% finish rate. Believe it or not, the same finish rate as a Joaquin Buckley. So yeah, I wouldn't be completely shocked if Chirico pulled off the upset. I think the line's off, but I'm going to slightly go with Buckley to get it done just based off of volume, maybe catching the finish. He sure did. Decision. I kind of agree. Parlayable. I'm not personally. Maybe in like a Hail Mary parlay I will, but it's not going to be like an official play. I think next, if you like parlays, next week is the week to do it. DFS opinion on Edwards. I'm taking Edwards. Kind of gonna get in on that soon. Got to block somebody in here. Able to get him out of there. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about that in the near future. At first glance, I think that everybody's on Edwards. I don't really see anybody that's on Chimaev, but I can't really give an opinion yet. Haven't looked into it. Chirico I don't know about that, but I could see him maybe clipping him. Let's see here. He does not have any instinct whatsoever. You're right there. Let's see. All right, so going to get to the next fight. We have about 242 in here. If you guys can hit the like button, would really appreciate that a ton. I'm posting my betting breakdown at 8 o'clock. So in like 23 minutes, that'll be posted. So check that out. I'm going to be basically going over everything I did now in kind of a condensed form, giving my leans, all that. And then the Patreon-only live stream is going to be tomorrow, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. In that, going to be talking strategy for Draftkings and to talk final bets, my leans, answer any final questions for anybody, and just mostly like a strategy talk. And then I might even bring some guys on as well for that, the Patreon-only live stream on Saturdays. I wish it wasn't at 10 o'clock, but got to do what you got to do. Next, we have Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Jingliang Li, the Leech. And yeah, Ponzinibbio minus 300, opened up minus 285. I kind of thought the minus 285 was a little wide because of the question marks with Ponzi, the question marks with a 2-year layoff, the injuries. But if he comes back looking anything like the Ponzi we know, I think he should win this fight pretty clearly. The thing is, Lee is very durable. He's never been knocked out. He has been knocked down 5 times in the UFC, so I could see Ponzi getting a knockdown or two in this fight. Don't know if he'll finish him, but I think the over 1.5, I think the odds makers kind of messed up on this one. They set the over 1.5 at 1.5, or they set the over at 1.5, and I think it's like minus 195 now. I couldn't get it to, I think it opened up, I want to say like minus 150, which I would have loved to get it there. I did not have access to it, but I think the over 1.5 here is a good look. I do have that in a Hail Mary parlay. I think that's a good play because of how durable both guys are pretty much. And I probably see this going to decision. Maybe Ponzi drops Lee or, a couple times, but probably wins by decision here, which is plus 135. I don't love it. As for DraftKings, Ponzinibbio, 9,300. I think he's going to rack up a lot of volume. Maybe he does get a knockdown or two, so I don't hate that. The Leech at 6,900. I don't hate that, but mostly going to be on the Ponzinibbio side. Yeah, minus 300 is a little wide. I'd rather take the over 1.5 if anything, but give me Ponzinibbio to get it done here. I don't really like any other props other than the over 1.5 there. I'm so glad Ponzi's back too as well. I agree. Let's get it to 100 likes there. Just my 2 cents. What's up? Thanks for the dono. Good luck tomorrow. You're going to need it. Haha, talking about the Mecca. Yeah, you're on the opposite team there. Yeah, good luck to you as well. I think I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about my team and all that. Ponzi by decision plus 190 for me. Don't hate that line. Lee looks massive compared to him. Got me worried on betting. So heavy on pawns. Yeah, I wouldn't bet heavy on him personally, but if you did, I think you should be okay. Yeah, the odds are a little bit tempting. The layoff of Ponzinibbio, the injuries, they are concerns. I don't know if I'd be laying minus 300 personally. Let's see here. Ponzi by decision plus 210. How do you feel about it? Don't hate it. Not doing it personally, though. I think that over 1.5 is probably the way to go. I agree. I think if Ponzi shows up in top form or, close to top form, I think he gets it done here. Let's see here. Got Lee on draft. I think I have a little bit. I don't have much, but I think I do have like a little bit of Lee. I want to say like 7-8%. Nothing crazy, but I do have a little bit of shares of him. Yes, exactly. That's true. All right, getting into, I don't know if this is the co-main event or not. Like I said, I've been using Tapology, and they've been really off as of late, but maybe it's the co-main event. And if it is, it's a fine one. Carlos Condit versus Matt Brown. Condit is minus 170 and Matt Brown is plus 150. I really like Carlos Condit to win this fight. And I do have a bet on this fight as well. It is going to be my final bet of the night as of now. And I have Carlos Condit versus Matt Brown. I have the under 2.5 at plus 125. I have 1 unit on that. Don't know what the line is on that now, but the fight doesn't go to decision, is minus 140. So I'm assuming the under is going to be set at minus 110, minus 115, which is still pretty good. And I do want to point out, the fairly obvious here, the finish rates of both guys. Both guys are really good finishers. Carlos Condit, 90% finish rate. Matt Brown, 92% finish rate. And let's look at how many times both guys have been finished. So Matt Brown has been finished 10 times by submission, 3 times by knockout. So he's been finished in 13 of his 17 losses, and Condit's been finished by submission 5 times in his 12 losses. So both guys are finishers. Both guys can be finished. It's simple math, guys. This fight has a good chance of finishing here. So I do like Condit based off the fact that he's going to be the more durable fighter. I think the durability of Condit's going to pay dividends here because Matt Brown, his chin's not there right now. He's really weak to the body. He just turned 40. And Condit, he looked good in his last fight against Court McGee in one of the most questionable game plans I've ever seen on the Court McGee side of not taking down Carlos Condit. I think Matt Brown could come out here and take down Carlos Condit. But if he does that, he's been submitted 10 times, so maybe he does get caught in something because Condit does have a lot of submissions on his record. Not many submissions as of late, but still 42% submission rate for Condit. It's definitely possible, and Matt Brown's been submitted a ton. So some props I want to point out. Obviously, I like the fight doesn't go to decision. I like the under 2.5. But Carlos Condit inside the distance plus 165. Carlos Condit by submission plus 850. Matt Brown's been submitted 10 times. Matt Brown probably goes for takedowns. You can see it. Anybody can see it. Carlos Condit has like a 40% takedown defense. So maybe Matt Brown does go with a takedown heavy game plan. Maybe he gets caught in something. So Condit by submission plus 850 is not a bad look. Even Matt Brown by submission. Matt Brown has a couple submissions in the UFC. Condit has been submitted 5 times, plus 975. But ultimately, I really do like the under. I think someone's going to get finished here. I think that someone getting finished is going to be Matt Brown. As for DraftKings, I like Condit a lot. I think he has a lot of upside. Don't know what his ownership is going to be. I forget what I haven't projected at, but don't think it's going to be overly crazy. And I think he has a lot of ability to finish this fight. I think it's going to be an absolute war for as long as it lasts. And I think Condit's going to finish Matt Brown by knockout. So who do you guys have in this one? Anybody taking Matt Brown? I saw somebody taking Matt Brown in the chat, but man, it should be a really fun fight. Let's see here, the people's main event. It could be. I'm with you there, Condit by KO TKO. You bet on the Matt Brown chest there to win by KO. He could. 2 grappling legends collide. Condit second round TKO. What's up? I'm late. Got Condit too. It looked good at weigh-ins. He sure did. He's going to be the younger fighter. Let's see here. Brown looked depleted. Yeah, Brown did not look great. This could be his last fight. And I thought his last fight was going to be a couple of years ago. Kind of surprised to see that he's still fighting, but yep. He did have a bad weight cut, it looked like. And yep, 40 years old. Yeah, this could be his last fight. Condit is ready to go. Ready for the finish. Brown due for another KO, TKO loss. Yeah, I would not be shocked whatsoever. Let's see here. Another of mine, Condit inside the distance, plus 220. Yeah, I was really tempted at Condit inside the distance, but I think that, Matt Brown, he's dangerous. He's dangerous as well. I mean, 92% finish rate. So I took the safe route and went to the under 2.5. See here. Why not parlay over 3 card? I mean, I don't know. I could, but I really do like, the parlays for next week. I'm gonna have maybe 2 parlays next week. Next week's a good parlay card. And because this card's not a great parlay card. It's really not. I don't feel comfortable with parlaying Amiiba. I don't feel comfortable with parlaying Buckley. I don't feel comfortable with parlaying Ponzinibbio. So I'm just gonna wait till next card. What's up, Danny in the house? How you doing? Danny. What's up, Angela Lee? See here, fight goes to an inside the distance. I agree. Yeah, you'd think. I mean, go to the body. I mean, Matt Brown's very weak to the body. Condit has a chip on his shoulder. Yeah, Brown was talking some crap in the interviews. He did make Condit a little upset there. Hey, don't change your pick. If you like Matt Brown, stick with Matt Brown. I mean, he's 40. He doesn't have a chin. He's weak to the body, but yeah, maybe he could pull it off. You never know. So if you like him, stick with Brown there. There you go. Let's see here. Big Brady, what's up? Your last lock font helped me a lot. Who is your lock this week? I locked font. I didn't know about that, but yeah, that was a good pick there. If I had to pick a lock on this card, the fight doesn't go to decision on the Hawes and Imavov. That's probably my favorite play. Other than that, I don't really see much that I'd really consider a lock. What's up, Brian? Yeah, I'm excited as well. Could it go to decision seeing as Condit didn't finish McKee? I mean, McKee has either never been finished or he's only finished like once. McKee's very, very tough. Matt Brown is the opposite of that. So I don't know. Exactly. I'm with you. All right, getting into the main event. So yeah, this is I don't know, man. I mean, Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. Max Holloway opened up minus 215, Calvin Kattar plus 170. The line is now minus 160 for Max Holloway and plus 140 for Calvin Kattar. It seems like the majority of people are on Calvin Kattar. I was kind of waiting for this line to come down. It's not going to come down. So I am passing as of now, but I really do like Max Holloway here. And I've digged into this fight a lot more than I really needed to. And I came out, Max has taken a lot of damage. He really has. Obviously, he, gives a lot of damage as well. I think that, going through Kattar's career a little bit, I mean, he's been outstruck in half of his UFC fights. I think he's been outstruck in 4 out of 8. Even in the fights he's getting finishes, he's been outstruck. He got outlanded in the first round by Jeremy Stevens. He got dominated by Renato Moicano, someone who's been proven to not be as good as we once thought he was. Dan Ige outstruck him in a round. He outstruck Dan Ige 105 to 84. What would Max Holloway do to Dan Ige? So, I mean, going from Dan Ige to Max Holloway is just a big step up in competition, but I get it. Max has taken damage. We are going to see some regression soon. But people are out there comparing Max Holloway to Tony Ferguson. I mean, Tony Ferguson is 36 years old. We got to remember that Max Holloway is 29. So that's probably the worst comparison I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he has taken a lot of damage, but we haven't seen signs of Max Holloway slowing down as of yet. We haven't seen signs of Max Holloway, on the verge of getting knocked out. I mean, I know he got hurt in the Poirier fight that was up a weight class. I don't know. I like Holloway here. I see it very hard for Kattar to out-volume Max Holloway throughout 5 rounds. Just taking a look at the stats. I'll take a look at it real quick. The stats for the Kattar and Holloway fight. So Kattar absorbs 5.66 significant strikes, only gives out 5.01. Like that's such a huge red flag to me. Someone that's really hittable against someone, one of the best, if not the best, volume puncher in the game. And yeah, Kattar is going to be bringing the harder shots. I honestly think that if Kattar is going to win this fight, it's going to be by knockout. Kattar by knockout plus 400. But even like thinking about it, man, like it's hard to see Max Holloway getting knocked out. So I don't think Max Holloway's slowing down. Max Holloway is going to be the younger guy in this fight by 2 or 3 years. And I thought he won his last fight. I really did. And I had a max bet on Alexander Volkanovski. I was already really upset, thought I lost because Max clearly won round 1 and round 2. Round 3 was close, but Max Holloway did land more volume. And then they gave the decision to Volkanovski there. So I do like Max Holloway here. I think it's such a big step up in competition going from Dan Egan to Max Holloway. And I've not been overly impressed. I mean, he knocked out Jeremy Stevens. Congratulations. Jeremy Stevens outlanded Kattar like 40 to like 23 in that first round. So taking Max Holloway here. As for DraftKings loading up, I have 100% owned on this fight. Right now, I'm 50-50 on this fight because I do think the line on Cater on DraftKings is absolutely ridiculous. I think it should be closer. So I am 50-50 on this fight. You'll want to have it in your lineups. Both guys are going to throw a ton of volume. Both guys are going to get hit. If there's a finish, I think it's going to come from Cater. But again, it's hard to see Max Holloway get finished here. So no bet as of now. It might just pass, but the pick's going to be Max Holloway. So give me Max Holloway there. All right. So let's see what you guys got here. Yep. Cater does hit hard. Cater's only advantage is power. Yeah. Max by decision. Yeah, if he wins, it's probably by decision. Draw, maybe. Let's see here. Why are people spamming the chat? Come on, guys. I don't want to block you guys. So I could see Max by sub. There are talks of maybe Cater going for some takedowns. According to the new rules, do strikers score less? Yes, they do. So instead of getting 0.5 for a significant strike, they're now going to get 0.4. So ultimately, that does hurt Cater and Holloway, but doesn't hurt him to the point where I'm not going to play him. Stats are dependent on prior opponents. They're not indicative of anything. You're right there, PayPal. But I mean, look at his opponents. I mean, you're getting even then, like exactly, good point. But he's getting outlanded by Moicano. He's getting outlanded by, Jeremy Stevens, guys like that. So, yeah, you're right. They're a prior opponents, but look at the prior opponents. I mean, Max Holloway's out here fighting guys like Jose Aldo, beating Jose Aldo twice. He's fighting Dustin Poirier. He's fighting Conor McGregor, guys like that. The best of the best. And Cater's out here fighting Dan Ige. So, come on. Max by decision, super confident. Yes, sir. But then again, Cater does get hit quite a bit as well. Holloway is the lock. Put your house on it. 250K at minus 150 odds. 250K. Big bucks. Do I think there's any value? I guess. At that point, I'd probably just rather bet Max. I think the over is like minus 200. So probably not for me, but I think it probably hits. Put that bet in. I mean, if I wake up tomorrow and money is coming in on Cater, because a lot of like respectable guys, and I can't believe it, a lot of really respectable guys out there are on Calvin Cater, and the line's just not moving. Like if I wake up and the line's coming down a little bit, I might take a shot, but ultimately gonna be passing as of now. Let's see here. Cater has a reach advantage. Yes, he does. Cater's box. I don't think his boxing underrated. I've been hearing about it all week. And I also have been hearing about the New England guys. Some narratives there. Dropping 3K. No. Let's see here. All right. So going to take the last like 2-3 minutes to answer any final questions. About to get out of here. I have a live stream at 8. Thank you all for hanging out. Again, I want to shout out the sponsor, Pub Sports Radio. Appreciate that a ton. Go over there, check them out, subscribe to them. If you can leave a like, subscribe if you have not yet, would really appreciate that. Trying to reach that 10K subscriber mark. Check out the Patreon. I have bets posted for Wednesday already. Going to be getting out those betting breakdowns as well. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Had about 250 in here. Not bad for the first card returning. Cater. Anyone betting against Max must have forgot. Tune in Saturday. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to get reminded. I could be wrong. About Cater, but he needs to prove it to me. I mean, Dan Ige beating him by 105 to 84 on significant strikes. It's good and all, but this is Max Holloway. Appreciate that, Game of Wolf. Let's see here. What is this dude talking about? Dana, give it Big Brady. I agree. How good is Conor McGregor, and how does Kevin Lee fit in? What do you mean by that? Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to head out of here, guys. I have to get into this live stream for NFL. Thank you all for hanging out. Check out the Patreon. My Twitter, DFS_number, is going to be posting my bets sometime tonight. The betting breakdown is going to be posted in 5 minutes. Instagram, DFS by the numbers. All my bets will be posted. It's probably those 4. Might add something else. If so, I'll let you guys know. But that's about it. And good luck. See you guys soon.